Hi, this is Bob Diamond, and welcome to my training on how to get probate records online. Now, the county that we're going to look at in this particular example is Tarrant County, Texas. That's the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And most of the courts work similarly, but let's just take a look at this one. We'll learn what we can from there, and I'll give you some general commentary. So the first thing you want to do is put in a search in Google that's going to be a probate search. So we'll put Tarrant County, Texas. That's where we're going, Texas. Probate court records. And we'll try that. So Tarrant County, Texas, probate court records. And of course, if you're going to go in another county, you just put a different county and state. Let's do search. And what do we have? Okay, we have tarrantcounty.com/eprobate course. That one looks pretty good. We have tarrantcounty.com. That's just going to get you the general court website. But we can see that this is a subset. And so that seems to be directly where we're going to go. So let's look there. Okay, it tells us there are two probate courts, both in the same place, but they're just run by two different judges. So they'll just be assigned probably randomly. And there's a nice picture of the Tarrant County Courthouse, which is a beautiful restored building if you ever get a chance to go down there. So let's look here. We have our choices of fees, probate browse, guardianship, probate courts, courts, and home. So fees obviously is not what we want. Guardianship is to be appointed over someone or to take care of someone's affairs who's incompetent either because they're young or incompetent because they're somehow disabled or injured. Probate courts is one possibility. Regular courts, probably not that one, and not home. So let's try probate browse to start with. And so we have case records, which is what we want, and we're going to want all probate courts. So let's click on the case record search. Okay, so now we have a different search. So we can search by case number, which we don't have. And case numbers are numbers. Each case is given a sequential number in each court. We don't have the party names, we don't have the attorney, but we do have date filed we can do. So normally you want to give someone a little time to get situated in probate before you're contacting them. So let's say that we're going to go back. Right now it's the end of May of 2012. So I'm going to go back to start with 3 months. So we'll go back to March 1st, 2012. We'll take a look and see what's been filed in March. Then we'll hit search. And look, we have plenty of cases. I'm not going to search for the guardianship cases. Those are people who are still alive. You could search on them. You never know. Those might work out. But we're going to stick with your normal probate. So we have the estate of Joe B. Sparks. Let's click on that one. And this is called the docket number, this number over here. Most docket numbers in all courts are similar. You have the year that it was filed, 2012, and then PR is a code for probate. And then this case was the 533rd case filed. And I just happen to know from searching this count in this place, you have probate court 1 and probate court 2, which is the last digit. So let's look. So this is the 533rd case filed in 2012 and was filed on March 1st. If we think about that, we have January and February. So in 2 months, there were 533 cases filed. That's quite a bit. That's about 266 cases per month. So let's click on that. And what we want to do is gather the information so that we can send out mailings and so we can keep track of these people. So I've designed a small form for you, which is a mailing list form essentially. And let me show you that. I have that up on another screen on the computer, so let me swipe over there and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So we have this Excel spreadsheet that's set up for you to input all the information about your probate cases, and when you input that information, you can then go ahead and do mailing lists and keep track of your data. So it's going to have information like the docket number, which is the case number, the county where the case was filed, and I'll widen that so you can see it a little bit. The first name of the decedent, the middle name of the decedent, the last name, etc. So let's fill in this information. You'll probably see it more easily. So I'm going to go over here, and the first thing we want to get is the case number. And this case number is called the docket number or the case number, and it's unique for each case. Every case that's filed in the United States has a unique number associated with it. So think of it like the Social Security number for a case. And the cases are unique within a particular court. So what I'm going to do with this is just copy it. So you could do edit, copy, and then I'm just going to paste it over here. You edit, paste. And then the county I'm just going to type in. This one is Tarrant County, Texas. And the first name of the decedent, let's see, the decedent's name is Joe B. Sparks. So let's put his name. So it's Joe, middle initial B, and last name Sparks. And then the executor or beneficiary, and here it's showing up as the applicant, this person who applied to open probate. So it's Robert Tom Sparks. So let's go put that in. So it's Robert. And I'm not going to use his middle name. If you want to use middle names, you can. You can actually insert a column if you want to. And what you would do is you would just highlight the whole column and put insert column, and then you could put middle name. So if you want to add any columns, you can. I'm not going to use it, so I'm just going to delete that. But I just wanted to show you, if you wanted to do it, again, just go. So we're going to delete the column for now. If you want to insert a column, just, again, highlight at the top and put insert column, and it'll just add one for you. So I'm just going to delete that. So it's Robert Tom Sparks, and he's the executor. I would put anybody who's the applicant as the executor. They're most likely going to be the executor. If you get it wrong, it's not going to cause you any big problems. Then let's see his mailing address. His mailing address is 2704 Fox Glen Court. And again, I'm just going to go copy. And he was in Hurst, Texas. I didn't get a zip code. Zip code is 76054. And we don't have his phone number, fax number, email address, and this is for notes over here. So what I want to do is also capture not only his name, but I also want to capture the beneficiary's name. See with this other person, the interested person? That's going to be a person who has some interest in the estates, most likely a beneficiary. So this is Michelle Jones Sparks, also known as Michelle Rizk. So she probably is married. So let's use her married name if we're going to mail to her. So it's going to be I'm going to make sure I got her spelling right. Is it one L? That's two L's, Michelle. Okay. So if you make a mistake, if you double click on it, you can see up here it shows up in there. You can edit it in there. Do Michelle. And then these other things that are the same, I'm just going to copy. And the way that you copy them, you highlight that field, press the Shift key, and then click again. Again, highlight the first one, press the Shift key, and then just click on the second one. Then we're going to go Edit, Copy, and then we'll Edit, Paste. And I'm going to call her a beneficiary. And let's get her mailing address. 501 West 24th Street. Copy. And she's in Hialeah, Florida 33010. So Hialeah. Make sure I got the spelling of Hialeah right. Hialeah. I'm just going to copy that just to make sure I have it right. Oops. Okay, so that's how we start getting our list together. And then I also gave a section for notes in here. So if we go across here, you'll see. Let me close this off because it's kind of. Okay, so anyway, that's for notes. I'm not going to do anything with notes, but so this is how we make our mailing list. And then you can put that into a mailing list program. You can handwrite envelopes. You can do a number of things. We'll talk about that in marketing. But that's how you build your mailing list. And let's go back to the search for one more minute. So once we have everything we want from this search, then we just can hit the back button on our browser and go back to the list, and we'll look for the next one. So we had Joe Sparks. That was this one. let's go on to the next case so I can show you how it would start from there. And the next case in line below Joseph Sparks is the estate of Frances Elizabeth Richardson, deceased. And we'll click on that. And here we have Barbie Bolden, whose address is not put down. So what I would do in this case is just skip it, because we have plenty of other cases to look at. So my point is, why bother? So let's go back. Go down to the next one, Edith Marie Kane. Let's check that one out. And there we have the applicant, and we have a co-applicant. So we have Kimberly Ann, and we have Robert Glenn, and then we have another applicant, Stephen. We're going to send letters to the applicants. Again, very simple process. We just take the case number first. So we copy that, and we put that down. And this is Tarrant County also, and so on. And the decedent is Edith Maureen Kane. And so on. We just fill in the information. I'm not going to make you watch me fill it in a second time. So that's the way it works, and just keep going back and forth. So once you're done with this record, we just go back and search the next record, and so on. And again, when you find that you don't have the applicant address, I would just skip it, because there are plenty of other cases. You can dig in if you want to. If you actually went to the courthouse and pulled the file, you would find the address in there, but I just think it's not worthwhile. So just keep going down and until you get the cases that you want. And you'll see plenty of them have addresses. So that's how you assemble your probate records, and you can do this in most counties in the U.S., not every county, but most counties, and of course more and more are coming online every day. And the court systems work slightly differently, but if you poke around a little bit, you'll figure it out. You have to not be afraid to just try. So, just poke around until you figure it out. We do not offer as a service, to figure out how to do your searches for you. That's not part of what we do. That is part of our coaching services, but it's not part of what we do in support. So you will need to work on that part. And that is part of business. You need to work through problems and through challenges. And sometimes they're little and sometimes they're big. A little one is you figuring out how to do the searches. And if you can't do the searches online, then you'll need to go down to the courthouse and pull the records. And the ideal way to do that is you go down there once or twice, figure out how it's done, and then you train someone else how to do it, and you pay them on a per lead basis. And when you're pulling the searches, figure out how long it takes you, and then pay someone else to do it. And frankly, you should be paying someone else in the form of a virtual assistant to do these searches for you also. And if you need a referral for a virtual assistant, just send a support email or a request into support@diamondlawcenter.com, and we'll line you up with some virtual assistants. They're available for about $6.25 an hour. They're talented with computers, and they're already pre-trained on how to do these kinds of searches. Now again, for the particular county you're working in, it'll have to be a county that's online searchable, and you'll need to figure out how the searches work. But once you do that, and you can show your virtual assistant that, they will just go and feed you leads, and they can even send out the mail if you want. But that's a training for another time. For now, I'm going to sign off and encourage you to go out and get some leads, poke around your computer system until you figure it out, and then get your leads and start mailing them.